Look at that!
Still just sitting here.
We're back 7 days later.
Oh,
We're
there it
dead.
is.
Oh my gosh.
Hello! Look who just walked in. It's the 5 creative crew members. Woohoo! I won't ask you what your group name is yet because we're still not playing with your normal characters.
Well, I thought these characters were the milk team.
Milk
well, that's
crew.
Milk crew.
Oh yeah,
No,
because of the
Oh. I
That is-
recall.
That is what they were named by one of the noble individuals who was watching.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you want to be the milk team, but hey, I like it.
too
I
late
think-
now.
People usually don't get to choose their nicknames.
Yeah.
It's not how it usually works.
Well, let's start off with a quick introduction, and we'll start off with which one of you is feeling fantastic tonight that really wants to introduce yourselves? Wow,
Kitty.
okay. So, hi everybody. I'm DM Legend. I'm the DM here for Relics of War. This is our second pre-session. We're getting ready for the main kickoff. We just heard one of the updates tonight. This is going to be an Eberron campaign, and we heard that the Eberron official 5e book is coming out in November. So that's pretty exciting because we started planning on all this a few months back before we knew that release date.
Mm-hmm.
We invite you to look forward to it. If you enjoy the Eberron stream, pick up the book as well. But we have a cast of 4 amazing players tonight. I'm going to allow you to introduce themselves. The characters they're playing tonight are not their normal characters. These are some pre-characters as we play an Eberron pre-adventure. What's past is Prologue in preparation for our usual game, which will be on this Monday night. Going at this usual time from 9 to 11 EST. And we're going to start off with asking Kitty Doe to just welcome everybody, say hello, introduce yourself, and tell us who you're playing tonight.
Hi, I'm Kitty Doe, and I will be playing the role of Doris Till tonight. He is a wonderful rock gnome, guild artisan, and inventor. Anything?
You think he is?
No, I said anything else, and I cut myself off.
It's because you were in deep thought, which pretty much represents that character. Let's go right below Kitty Doe and ask John to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm John. I like turtles. Shout out to whoever.
Kabibble. It's
Yeah.
Kababble.
Kababble? Okay. Shout out to Kababble. But I am here. I don't know how, but I got here. And I'm playing a goblin named Flash who doesn't understand the meaning of the word fellatio, but loves to use it anyway.
Wait, it's already here. It's already here.
Already came back.
Or it's
Wow.
already here again.
You really had to work hard just to force that in there, too.
Boy.
Anything else? Any words of wisdom before we kick it over to your brother, Seth?
Seth is not my brother.
I'm pretty sure he's just a big goblin in disguise.
Perhaps not by blood.
No, those were my words of wisdom.
I thought he was a large, ugly, goblin-y type creature. Seth, tell us about your character. I know he's big, I know he's gruesome looking, and I know he hangs out with Flash here in this last adventure. Tell us about yourself.
His name is Grannok Twinpines. He is a former soldier that is on the search for somebody who can tell him something about a tarot card that he found that has a very interesting detail on it.
That does sound interesting. Boy, I think I need to read more backstory and find out more about that. Let's look right above Grannok Twinpines and look to Aria. Aria, tell us what's going on this week, how you're doing, and about your character.
Hi everyone, I'm Aria. I'm playing Cheryl. She is a lovely, charming woman who sort of just introduced herself seamlessly to this group and has thus not engaged in any form of fellatio, so to speak, at all.
We're calling it goblin kissing.
Goblin kissing.
Debatable.
Goblin kissing.
Yes.
There was no goblin kissing. I kissed
There
no
was zero
goblins.
goblin kissing.
I kissed no goblins.
That's what you think.
Oh gosh. There's a deep secret from this halfling.
Flash rolled a stealth check. It was really good.
Oh
And
god.
And now for all our stealthy laughing players and characters, let's pull back the curtain and take a look as we look back upon last week. Last week, these adventurers met in the mighty city of Sharn. Individuals from different backgrounds who didn't know much about each other, but the one thing they found they did have in common was a love of money, and quick money at that. So naturally, they followed the sign that said, hey, come get rich quick. All you got to do is go pick up an item. And you know what? They went to the bar, showed up, ended up drinking liquor, having other stuff, having a really good time till they started a bar fight, got into trouble. But you know what? Luckily, the person who was hiring them was willing to give them a room for the night to sleep it off. Some of them slept it off anyway. By the next morning, the same dwarf they were getting in trouble with the night before, they were leading up to a really tall tower where a ship was floating in the sky above. Many of them hadn't seen this before, but some had been in Sharn long enough to see the flying ships with their elemental rings around them. The dwarf wasn't pleased as they climbed up over 300 feet and was puking his guts out, but they did keep him from falling off a balcony long enough to get onto the ship. Once on the ship, they met their Minotaur captain. They met a crew of abrasive individuals, but the ship was beautiful. They were shown down to sleep in one main room down below. And naturally, our players who said, you know what, it's a fantastic opportunity, we can just ride all the way there, immediately started talking, interacting, deciding, why is that door locked and why aren't we allowed behind it? Thus, we started talking, interacting, and finding ways to lure people away, cover up tracks, help other things. And pretty soon, we had a whole lot of goblin kissing going on as they broke into the front storeroom, found a massive amount of explosive materials, started questioning the crew. And as they really started to make a mess of things, both in that room and the room they came from, they heard a cry to get back up on deck. They got up on deck just in enough time to start hearing the voices shout, "Target sighted!" And then the captain, who came out, who was previously dressed in these beautiful wizard robes, he's Professor Moonsaw himself, was now wearing a loose-fitting shirt, daggers at his sides, earrings hanging from his left ear, and this tall elven figure shouted, "Ramming speed." And that's where we pick up tonight's session, ramming speed. Now, I did say that everybody was up on deck, but I don't believe that was quite correct. Weren't some of you still below deck coming up?
In fact, all of them were down below,
Except-
except for Grannok.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that's
think Grannok's the only one who's seeing what's actually happening right now.
Mhm.
We're chilling right outside the door where all the explosives are.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you have a certain friend down there that you were working with?
I think he tried to murder us and then ran away.
Murderers and ran away. That's an interesting way
That's
of
how
looking
that's
at it.
how I think a lot of Flash's friends react.
Yeah, well,
You
what
know,
can they
as
say?
do.
You know, Flash is just so eccentric. He deserves eccentric responses.
Well, some of you have heard this cry from up top. What are you doing while you're down below?
Something tells me we're not in Sharn anymore. How long have we been sailing now?
A couple hours at least.
Strange.
It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour, and you're just under, probably around 2 or so. Yeah.
Is that a Gilligan's Isle reference? Is that?
There are many Easter eggs available in this
All right.
mighty continent and in this game.
3-hour tour.
We'll see if you get back in 3 hours. Good.
Cheryl, we're all
Lots of
going
rock.
running up top.
I'm following her.
Flash doesn't like being alone, so he'll follow them.
You and all the others from down below who have heard the shouting and the calling go up on deck. As soon as you get up on deck, you see what they were yelling ramming speed about. It's not a dock. It's not a flying monster. It's not a dragon ready to attack you. It's another flying ship. This massive ship, much larger than the Cloud Silver that you're on, appears to be trying to steer away from you. The Cloud Silver has literally come out of the clouds as you look behind you and is picking up speed as it plummets from a 45-degree angle downwards at this other ship, which you can see is banking and tilting as it tries to get out of the way and get away. But the Cloud Silver is agile. The Minotaur captain at the back is yelling, and crew members are pushing you towards the front of the ship.
Okay.
Follow the crew members being pushed towards the front of the ship. Seems like they could use some help.
I mean, I'm ready to grab onto something if someone tries to like push me overboard.
No, there's a railing up there that you could, if you get up there quick enough, you could be one of the ones to grab the railings and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Grannok is definitely trying to find something to grab and brace for the impact.
As you start running up to the front, Grannok and the others, you grab onto some of the railings, pushing aside some of the others to make sure that you have a firm hold, which gives you a front row view as the ship comes sailing down the Cloud Silver. It's not on the same plane as if they were on the same level. It's coming in from a steep angle. The ship just starts to pull up, but the hull underneath crashes down into the railing. The two ships literally engaging, wood splintering as they hit. You are thrown forward, and you realize you're not just thrown forward from the sheer impact, you're thrown forward from people behind you pushing. Gunfire erupts on the other ship. I need each of you to make an opposed roll to try to hang on to stay on this ship.
Is that a dexterity?
Oh boy.
Hold on. I'm going to try a thing.
A roll or a save?
Is it a dexterity
save.
roll?
Well, it's supposed to be an opposed roll, but we're going to go with just a save. I'm going to allow that.
What kind of save? What dex save?
Acrobatics.
Oh,
Well, you know what?
Have
If
it.
you
Wow.
I don't.
Oh, acrobatics.
yeah.
Oof.
I mean,
That's
it's just
smart.
I'm not proficient.
Since
so
for level 0 characters we don't have any proficiency in saving throws, that me realizing
it doesn't
that is
matter.
bad.
I think no proficiency in saving throws, but I do have proficiency in a few skills according to the character that I got. So
Yeah.
but
Acrobatics is not
acrobatics
level, though.
acrobatics was not one of them for me.
Nor me.
Out of curiosity, Legend,
Yes.
are there any flags on this ship or anything? Like, could I identify maybe anything about this vessel
Absolutely. Make a perception roll, and we'll tell you if you recognize anything from it.
as I'm flying onto the ship?
Well, we'll
my
say that you were looking before. You know, we want to honor that reference.
Sure. Yeah, probably not. That was a 7.
Yeah. You did not notice any flags, but what you did notice is that the crew on the other ship is dressed in an almost military fashion. They're all wearing the same garb, whereas the crew aboard the Cloud Silver is dressed very differently than each other. Much like you who were hired, you have no idea who each other is, but this crew you know you're going to, well organized. So with those amount of rolls, I see that Flash in his wiliness was able to hang on, dodging low as the individual behind him pushes and starts grumbling, trying to force him over the deck as these two ships are now lodged. You realize very quickly what's going on. This is a boarding party. Individuals are being shoved on, and you are the frontline troops hired to take this. Ionia, your character's name is what?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Cheryl is able to hang on as well. Let's see, and I've actually got multiple rolls for each of you here because Grannok did go over, and Grannok, you actually land on top of 2 other individuals. Depending because of your background, if you'd like, I'll allow you to make an athletics check to try to take them out. They are both armed.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, he has a great club.
Yeah.
So I imagine he could probably leverage that effectively as part of a falling attack. Let's see. Not bad. 16 for athletics.
Beautiful. Using your great club at your side, you not only hit the one person, you knock the other one aside too, enabling you to land solidly on your feet. Unfortunately, Kitty Doe, what's the name of your character for everybody again?
Doris Till.
Doris Till. I know I was messing with your name last week, so I wanted to give you the honor of saying it correctly this time. Doris, this wonderful little gnome, he does go over, but he actually hits on top of 2 other individuals, rolling, sprinting, and with a successful acrobatics check, this will be a save, I'll allow you to get to your feet as well.
14.
Do you get
14.
advantage on that, or?
No,
heavens
no.
He's a short little guy. His stubby little legs can't do that.
That would be an 8 then, is what that means.
No, he manages to take one out and he rolls, hitting another one in the legs. This one falls on top, and something fuzzy falls into your face. And as you're spitting out this purple feather that's now landed inside your mouth, you're like, and you realize that most of these individuals who are dressed in purple don't have feathers, but they either have a braid or something else indicating purple in a different way. This individual had some feathery plumes hanging out the back of his hair.
Oh my.
He quickly barks at you, and you realize that he's speaking in Elven. Do you know Elven?
I do not.
So he starts
gibberish.
Yep. Silly elves.
Clearly
Silly elves.
delirious.
I think everybody knows who they are. He's very upset, and he starts smacking at you with his bare hands, obviously trying to get you away from him because you're messing up his feathery outfit. At this point, I'd like you all to roll for initiative.
Okay. Bare hands. He's a druid.
Well, I call that a 3.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah,
bum.
the decimals are just right. If somebody else rolls a 3, it takes into account your dexterity modifier to determine who actually goes first.
I
Got
got
it.
you.
Okay.
And we're just going to use 1 instead of everybody. And give that to me. Let me bring that over to this page. And we'll give this to you. Boom. And we'll...
Oh, would you like me to roll that with the token selected?
Yeah, it might help, but I'll let you.
Sorry.
The real problem is, of course, we don't have tokens for these characters. And this is not linked to a character sheet anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. I should have checked that in advance. But that's okay. Because you know what? We're just going to tell you what your initiative is. All right, let's take a look at this initiative tracker.
If you do if you use the tracker, you can just select something and then do Control U, and then it'll add it to the tracker.
Well, I've only got Flash and Grannok in there right now, so...
That's because the other people didn't select their tokens before they rolled.
Ah,
I didn't know if we were going to use the in-game
I
tracker, so.
didn't know.
That's all right. We can make it work.
Oh, it's...
I lose the 21 initiative for a 13
Look at that.
initiative.
Now we're only waiting on Doris.
I had the 3.
Oh,
Right, but
okay.
you have to click on your token
There
and
we
then
go.
roll initiative.
Click on the token. I'm sorry, I don't know how.
On
So
the
I
main
just-
screen, there's a token for your
have it.
character.
Okay.
like on the
Do I hit
map.
settings?
No, just on the map.
No.
On the
just,
map.
just like
Yes,
click
I
and
see it.
drag over it.
Yes,
Oh,
just click it
Oh.
and then click initiative
I don't see initiative.
on your character sheet.
Oh.
There you go.
Mind blown.
It's all
It takes
done.
off. And with that, as she rolls in, you realize that you guys are moving much quicker. The fact that you guys were hanging out down below, I'm telling you, gave you all the rest you needed. Perhaps some of you were influenced by Goblin kissing. Because I'm telling you, the minute these ships hit, you're going at it. Gunfire is going off. Swords start to swing. What are your intentions during this?
sorry,
We'll start right
sorry,
at the top
we're
with
going at
Flash.
it like our goblin kissing.
If that's Flash's choice, Flash could, choose to do that. There's wood nearby. There's legs, kneecaps, whatever Flash would like. It's your decision as a 0-level character.
Oh my goodness.
What wood was probably the worst thing you could have mentioned at the start of that list. Anyway, so how far away are the is the nearest potential assailant from me?
Well, considering you're still on the Cloud Silver, probably about 15 feet because you made your roll and you saved.
Okay. And
Down on the other ship is where you are actually the assailants technically because all of you are coming onto the other ship.
and I can't do my normal strategy of Grannok being in between me and all the people trying to kill me because he fell off.
Correct. Grannok's already down
I'm way
taking
ahead
people
of you.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
technically still between you both.
Well, I suppose Flash is gonna hunker down behind some sort of railing or some form of cover because he's expecting to be shot at, and he's gonna start whispering to his little bag of teeth, praying to the praying for some level of protection from all the ne'er-do-wells down there. So he's gonna be like, teeth, please don't let me die.
So is this a big bag of teeth or a little bag of teeth?
It's got like 30 something teeth in there.
Okay.
It's a sizable bag.
It's a medium tooth bag.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
They're still a small pouch though.
Oh, a lot of them are his. That makes it even more interesting.
That's a very effective. It's a pragmatic prayer that he just uttered.
Please don't let me die.
Straight to the point.
I could have prayed for like all
Don't
the
need to
people
give
that,
thanks first.
I could pray
No.
for all the people that like
Right.
fell off the ship just now, but I mean,
Yo, teeth, I don't want to die. Thanks.
So you're still hanging onto the railing when one of the individuals who's a crew member on the Cloud Silver, you have your bag in your hands, you're praying away, and he grabs you and attempts to throw you.
Oh
What are you
my.
doing?
that
And he
ain't it.
growls at you, and he's a husky voice, and he goes, "Get in there! What do you think we brought you for?" And he goes to throw you over.
To grab a thing.
Flash's natural reaction to that is that the teeth made that guy throw him over because everyone on that ship's gonna die now.
So he wants to
The
put you with
ship's
everybody
going
that's dying.
down.
Okay.
Well,
Just to
Oh,
let
you mean
know
on the ship
that-
you're leaving? On the ship
Yeah,
you're leaving.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm on the
I had
people
the
who are
wrong
gonna
that
live
ship.
ship, and they're on the people who are gonna die ship. And so, yeah. Do I land on like my face? How do I land?
Well, it can be up to you. What do you think you should land on?
I think he skids across the ground and like up to Grannok's feet.
You
Once
go,
again, behind him and in a
you go
tripping-
rolling along, slide, and you're literally going right at his feet when Grannok, who's guarding, moves his foot right in front of you. So let's make an opposed dexterity roll. See if you guys, which one of you is
Oh,
quicker.
boy.
Whether you knock him out or whether he's able to move around you.
Oh dear.
oh no.
Grannok's
Hey.
pretty slow. Flash is pretty fast. Flash comes sitting right into you as if you were bowling pins. Grannok,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry to say, you were just about to club this guy when Grannok takes you out at your legs. But he's smooth. You go down, but he's on his feet looking like, hey, what's wrong with you?
Oof. It's the second time that's happened.
both of them are your fault.
Yeah. Clearly.
How about you, Cheryl?
Me? I
Yeah.
was just holding on to the front, but seeing that everyone seems to be boarding this other ship, I will get myself hoisted over to avoid being thrown.
So you're going to hang on as well, which means you get a similar welcome from individuals trying to grab you and throw you over. How do you wish to respond to their rude
I just said
attempts?
I was jumping over to avoid being thrown.
Wow. Take 2 plot points, one for doing something really creative and one for a DM who just totally didn't hear you. Nothing like having to repeat yourself. Well, I'm going to give you the same option. How do you want to land? They're busy fighting one another.
I want to land on my feet. I want to try and sneak off like around the outskirts since there's so much commotion anyway to try and not be noticed and not engage in a fight. I want to start creeping around the edge of the fight.
Sweet. So Cheryl touches down with her long white hair and moves over to the side very quickly. Now, for those of you that are watching at home, I actually just did a faux pas. I actually went out of order. I was looking at the pictures and went to the top one, but actually we have an initiative that's different than our picture. So I'm going to cut backwards now and ask Doris, what happens with your character?
Sure. So like I landed into this guy who clearly has air scurvy or something. And I'm
Air
going to
scurvy.
see if I can take like an extra feather from him and kind of dance near the edge of the boat with it to try and like aggravate him into charging at me and get him like off the boat. If that makes any sense.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you're a matador that uses feathers instead of tape.
You know, whatever works.
And the bull has swords.
Yes.
As you
Yeah,
do
this is
th-
why I listen to Teeth and not you.
Yeah. What are you trying to say about Doris? That he's like not having the best ideas, or
I think these ideas are epic. So what type of roll would you like to make with that? What do you think is worthy of that? We're going to call on your inner DM.
Oh goodness, I don't know. I'd probably say like I'd need some sort of like charisma to like intimidate him or something to make him want to charge at me, right?
Yeah, let's go with an opposed charisma roll. If you're better than he is, he's gonna fall for you. If he's better than you, he's gonna hold off and think you're just acting silly.
All right.
I'm down with that.
Let's see here.
Got that intimidation.
The silence of
Oh my! Wow.
13.
He's incredibly intimidated to the point that when he goes stumbling backwards, he actually stumbles onto somebody else behind him who's in the middle of a sword fight, gets stabbed, spins over, and does fall off the railing. That's what happens when you roll a 1.
Not how I intended it, but it works all the same.
Hey.
I was hoping it was going to be more comical with, like, you did something really bad, like with a low roll of a 2.
A feather near my butt, wiggle a little.
It's really interesting how stupid our ideas get when we don't have any actual practical skills to use.
Grannok, you have been successfully holding 2 individuals off with your club. Is there anything special you want to do, or do you want to go straight attack?
Well, I guess I'm prone now, because I got knocked over by a goblin.
Half your movement to stand back up. You can do that.
Yeah. Or could I try to sweep my club and just knock both of them over instead while I'm down on the ground?
Absolutely. If you really want, you could accidentally take Flash down too.
I might accidentally take Flash down as I'm standing up instead. Like, oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't see it there.
I accidentally maliciously took you down.
Make a roll to see how this attack goes off with these 2.
Am I not already down? Because like,
I thought you were standing.
no, you're standing. You kept your feet. You only knocked him over.
oh, I thought it was like a little rocket hitting his feet. I can be standing. That sounds good.
It's only a 10 on the Great Club attack, so probably not good enough. I don't think, but we'll find out, I guess.
It's not. This laying on your back and trying to swing while dodging Flash just didn't work out to your best. They were able to move around you pretty easily. And in fact, the one actually does an attack coming at you and takes his sword. He actually is wielding a scimitar. He swings at you, but you know what? You're a big guy and you're kind of used to doing this. You move out of the way pretty quickly. I'm really going to have to get some of my better dice here, my metal dice out. And thus, when these dice are really bad, we'll be putting those up in chat as a, hey, free victory, take these. Make them go away. As the battle rages on, do you want to go at this full tilt? Do you want to hide? Because we had Cheryl off to the side. And we've already got the gnome being the one to take the first person off the ship. You're seeing to your left and your right other individuals fighting, falling. Not all of them are the enemy, unfortunately. Numerous ones are individuals off the ship. This is a difficult battle. There are far more individuals on the ship you are coming onto than there were upon the Cloud Silver.
Mm-hmm. Are they all elves, or...?
No, but they are predominantly elves. You notice that these are elves and humans mixed together. You haven't seen anybody else, but you really haven't had a chance to from being down on your back amidst this. But you have seen the individuals, all which are marked with different purple, whether it's a sash, whether it's feathers, whether it's a braid, are elven
purple,
with some human, yeah. Silver with purple accents, and the purple accents appear differently on different ones.
Yeah, but it's past my turn, so I would hate to ask if I could do another perception check to see if I can find. Are we like attacking a house ship? Is this like a house-owned ship? Like, is there any kind of iconography?
I'm not sure that Grannok would know what a house-owned ship is. Would he?
Well, there's a half-orc house. I mean, like, anybody who is aware of the last war might know about the houses in some.
Well, the last war is the war that's currently going on.
Oh, is it still happening?
Yes.
Yep. We talked about
Oh.
that. Yeah. Because
Okay.
usually at the bars and whatnot, they're hiring to go off to war, which is why it was, oh, hey, look, just an easy go grab some boxes or pick up some
Gotcha.
cargo. That's
I thought
easy.
this was like immediately post Thronehold, so never mind.
No, war is
Okay.
happily going on right now. Nobody has the throne. Nothing has been settled.
All right.
If you want to go visit Kyrie at the end of this, you go right ahead. Because it still
Sure.
exists.
Okay, so yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. He might know what a house is, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Make a. I would say that would be just a basic intelligence check because that's not really history. That would just be
Yeah.
intelligence. Let's do that.
He's gonna have to roll real good for this to work. He didn't.
I believe in you. Oh.
He rolled real bad.
You know what? Then you are absolutely certain this is a half-orc ship, and you don't know why they're hiring. You know this house. Why they must have been very generous to hire humans and elves because it makes perfect sense to you.
For reference, he rolled a 5.
Yeah, I rolled bad.
For those online, they're like, what? We do have to get a little thing up there for the dice rolls of you guys. We're going to be working on that before next session, everybody.
It'll be soon, TM.
It'll be soon, DM?
TM.
TM trademark
Oh.
symbol.
Take a plot point. Oh, well, along with that failing, that terrible crash of that joke, you hear a similar crash, and it's from behind you. When the cloud silver hit this ship, something must have broke, and it wasn't just the mass. You realize that the front of the ship, which collided with this half-orc house ship, was like this, but the rear of the ship is down like this. The hull itself is broken. As individuals from the cloud silver have come onto this larger ship, the weight differential has changed, and you realize that the ship that you have impacted with has rolled over and the cloud silver is beginning to fall off. The captain, who's been walking through all these other battles and whatnot and isn't fighting with a sword or the daggers at his sides at all, you realize he's fighting with 2 wands and he's slinging fireballs left and right, blowing people off the ship. Of course, these are fireballs, which means half the bodies that you've seen are the individuals that were hired right along with you as well. Yeah, and it's slowly, the loudness, the booming is echoed by the cloud silver behind you. And the captain also realizes that his ship that he brought is broken and sailing off, and his only chance to save it will be to steer it back on. The captain makes his roll and goes running for the ship and leaps over and makes it onto the ship. He's like, I can't let it go. And he goes running below decks. He does not run for where the Minotaur that you had seen was at the wheel. For those of you looking around, the Minotaur is one of the dead bodies laying on that ship over the
Wasn't
railing.
that bad?
Is his hat with him?
It is still on the body back there. And since you haven't done much in the battle, if you want to try to get onto the cloud silver, you might be able to get it. It's only up on the railing.
I have no intentions of engaging in a mass battle where I will likely die. I'm either going back for the hat or I'm sneaking further into this ship here. Does it seem like there's a lot of commotion in and out of the ship here? Does it seem like, for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, probably everybody's already up on the deck fighting?
Well, you describe what you think it looks like to us. Tell me what you, in your mind's eye, as you see this. How many are left? Any? As this is happening.
I assume there's still some people left. Granted, probably a lot of people started ducking and covering, hiding because there's incoming fireballs, and probably there's a lot of people, maybe from both sides, that are also trying to put out the fire on the boat now, because I assume it's caught fire with the fireballs. And one ship's going down, and there's only one chance for people to get out of here on a working ship, potentially. So there might be some cross-factional people, like, just working together to try and put out some fires however they can.
Okay, that's great. And some of these individuals who are putting out fires and whatnot, you realize are from the ship that originally hired them. They're the ones wearing the silver and the purple, but they recognize you all And immediately, while some of them are trying to put out fires, they're not letting you stay on the ship. So they come over and start attacking the rest of you. How about it, Grannok? How do you see this as these individuals move from firefighting and there's maybe 3 or 4 left and they're moving 2 of them towards you and Flash?
So what's been going through his head so far is this attack was totally caught him by surprise. So he's just been kind of acting defensively until he can determine what actions he needs to take. And once the battle proper started, he started looking for a commanding officer and saw said commanding officer dual wielding wands and blasting people who were supposed to be on his side. So already inherently distrustful of magic users, I think he would probably start trying to corral people back onto the Cloud Silver and maybe just get out of here, because this isn't worth any amount of money, honestly.
So you want to go back onto the Cloud Silver?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll try to make a swipe down at Flash and then like grab him and pull him with.
Chuck the Goblin. Go long, but don't go too long.
Flash,
actually, is the Cloud Silver in a throwable distance?
you can absolutely try. Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Flash, the real question is, do you want to allow him to do this?
I'm dead. You know, the teeth were right. Me going back to that ship is going to kill me.
Find out.
Oh god.
That's okay.
Can I utilize a strength roll to throw the goblin back towards Cloud Silver? Would that
Yeah,
make sense?
if he's going to let you pick him up and do it, yeah. That
Oh,
my
yeah,
question
sure.
to Flash was, are you allowing it?
it? Flash.
Probably. I
Life might depend on it.
I don't really like being picked up, so yeah.
Then I'm gonna let Grannok use athletics
not gonna
and
work.
Flash use acrobatics to try and
athletics.
dodge away.
Well, that might work.
Well, you don't get to
Acrobatics
reroll.
might also work.
Oh
Whoa.
Yeah, it
Very close. 16 versus
That's it.
17.
well, it would have been
roll.
very close, but we don't re-roll. You know, you would use your normal roll. You would have just added on your other bonuses. So, but either way, the results are the same for those that are viewing at home. Grannok was not able to overcome Flash's super flash dexterity as he moves around and out of the way. And it's probably a good thing too, because as these two are chasing around and as the few remaining members of the ship are trying to shove them over, the Cloud Silver breaks over and moves 2, 3, 4 feet away. But you do see Professor Moonsong come back up from below. He's got a book in his hand and he's charging across the deck as he sees the Cloud Silver breaking loose.
Okay.
Let me see if he can make it to you in time. I told you I gotta get new dice. Poor guy. Moonsong goes running for the deck, and you see his eyes go wide as he's like, no! And the ship falls away and starts falling down faster and faster as he realizes you're on the ship that's still afloat, and his ship is the one sinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're faced.
The teeth knew it.
You're still saying the teeth knew it, and the 3 or 4 individuals now who are on the ship who cheer that they've been able to successfully repel the invaders know that they still have a few left, which is you 4.
Hi.
Grannok waves, and they come over quickly, and they have been wickedly damaged. Numerous ones are burned, but there is no way they're going to give up their ship to you. Each of them has scimitars, and the one in the back is wielding this massive halberd, but he's using it almost as a crutch as he comes closer. He's ticked. They had nothing more to put out the flames, and there's still some flames going on the ship. And he comes straight over, and he's going to go right after Cheryl, who looks like she's in great shape. He's like,
So that's what I was going to ask, because I've been trying to sneak around and avoid people. Is there a chance I can make a stealth roll to have avoided being seen, since I was just avoiding the entire situation in general and trying to be off to the side?
Since I already have him spotting you, how about I let you take a chance to dodge away and get behind something and hide? Would that be fair?
Diving behind something isn't going to hide me. He'll have seen that I went back there.
Well, Cheryl might be sneaky and crawl away.
Alright, try it. Just try not to interrupt. Okay. 7.
That's acrobatics. That's not your stealth, but
Oh,
okay, that's fine. You know, want to re-roll it?
I mean, it's the same thing. Same.
Oh, okay.
+2 still. Okay.
That works then. So, you go over, you dive behind it and whatnot, tripping a little bit. But this guy is so slow as he's moving. And remember I talked about the list in the ship? Luck must be on your side because as he's trying to use this pike, I had talked about when the cloud silver hit it, the ship you had connected with had tipped over a bit because of the weight of the cloud silver. It still hasn't righted itself. And as he comes towards this edge of the ship where you have dived over to the side successfully, he loses his footing and starts sliding from the side. His buddies immediately stop their attack on you and go to save him. Do you guys want to work to save him? Push the buddies? What do you want to do? You know they want you off the ship.
I mean, moment of weakness.
Here, we'll
Either
start right
them
at the
or
top.
us.
Flash, what are you going to do? It's going to be Flash, then Doris, then Grannok, and Cheryl.
Well, this is a sticky situation, but charging a ship is also a sticky situation. So I think the rational answer to this is to take my teeth, throw it onto the deck, and say, what's the proper term for a situation like this?
A kerfuffle?
I like that.
Yes, exactly. He'll yell, "Get me out of this gobbledygook!" very loudly, and expect the teeth to do something awesome.
So you say it to the teeth, get me out of this gobbledygook. I'll give you your results when it gets to me. Doris, what are you doing?
And I toss them all over the floor.
Oh, so you're scattering the teeth too.
Yes.
Tell me what that looks like as you're on this tilted ship. Do any of them go falling off the side?
Oh.
What a perfect spot to have your
Oh
face
no.
freeze.
Yeah, totally
much
froze.
This is what happens when you mock the teeth. See, he used them in a bad scenario, and the teeth are striking back. There will be no teeth kissing for him.
Apparently. it's like
While he goes into his deep meditative trance on what the teeth are telling him,
perfect time
we're
for
going to cut right over and go right on. Doris, Flash appears mesmerized by these teeth. What are you doing?
So the ship is tilting, and that's how the buddy went over.
Uh-oh.
There's it's
that's
going
gonna screw with
over.
Oh no. Okay.
There's a railing though on the ship, right?
There is.
Can I because it's tilting anyway? Can I kind of angle myself in the crevice to help help myself to run forward and help push these buddies all over the edge?
Oh no.
You can absolutely try to push,
no.
they're not, when you say buddies, you're referring to these buddies of the guy,
Yeah,
right?
the guy who's
So the
falling
enemies,
over.
yep.
Yeah.
Right, the purple sash wearers, we'll call them.
The purples.
Okay, go over, would you like to make a hand attack, or would you rather try to, use your body and do something dexterous?
I'll go for a hand attack. We want to trip them. Because I'm short. I think I'm shorter than them anyway.
Okay.
So, if you can grab an ankle and, make them lose their balance and, throw them up and over.
That sounds even more like you're putting athletics into it. So this will be an athletics melee or hand attack, unarmed attack.
Okay. Athletics.
Which technically would only normally do 1 point, but you're trying to do a balance thing. So if you are successful, we'll actually let you toss them over. This will be one of those tiered ones, which means you have multiple levels of success depending on how you roll.
Okay.
One might just do damage, one might shove him a little bit, one might get him over the thing, but if you roll high enough, you'll be sending him and the others overwards.
Okay.
Is that the roll as you want it to stand, or are you plot pointing it?
I don't think I have any plot points, do I?
I have no idea. I haven't tracked your plot points.
I don't think I've gained any yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a 12. Unless anybody else wants to sacrifice a plot point.
I honestly haven't been keeping track of mine either.
I have 3. You can have my 3.
We'll make it
15.
make it a solid 15.
Well, that's nice because that hits the second tier. 15 was your tier to actually take them over rather than just actually hitting 1 and getting him to be loose. 15 takes him and his buddy. As you knock the one loose, because you specifically talked about his ankle, he goes tumbling into his buddy, but it doesn't send off the guy with the pike. That would have taken a 20, so. So you end up taking out the 2. Oh, no, I just realized something. We're going to have to change the thing because without without Jonathan.
Yeah, I just explained it in the chat. It's we had John had a power outage.
That's somewhat better. So we get this all fixed up for next week. That way, I want our people to be able to see something other than a starting screen. That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he throws his pike, and then, oh, you know what? This would be a good time for. Let me see this. Click. I like it. Boom. Boom. Let's see if it works. Did it work? It worked.
What have we done?
I finally got a good roll.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh.
Did it show up on the screen? It did.
Yes, it did.
I was like, yay, huzzah. Told you that dice camera would come in handy eventually when I got it right. So the captain, or the person you're assuming, well, he just told you the captain went over, so now you know the truth. This individual who's in disguise, the impersonator, throws the pike, hitting the other elf. And this elf who had already been burned by Captain Moonsong, or excuse me, Professor Moonsong's fireballs, goes down, falling off the deck. Except the individual who just killed him is like, not my pike! And he goes diving after the pike, grabs it beforehand, before it goes over the edge. The elvish body hanging on the end of it.
Ooh!
And he's
Grab
hanging over
onto
the
him.
edge. What do you want to do? Grab onto the elf?
No, to the old guy that was a pretend elf.
Make a dexterity check. We'll see if you can get in there.
Okay. Oh.
Green is still black on Steam? Why is
No,
it
it's
green?
not.
No.
Oh, okay.
Old message.
All right,
That was a really bad dexterity roll.
That's a
It was a
0 on
1.
dexterity.
-1.
Sausage would
Like,
have handled this very
Flat
differently.
right on my face. Tripped over my own shoelace.
I don't even think you tripped over shoelaces. You just kind of fell.
I swear it's because of the angle
You
of the
thought
ship,
about
see?
moving, and the actual thought gave you crippling anxiety, and you fell over.
Came down with a case of the baby legs and just kind of flopped.
You forgot how to walk very slowly. Don't worry, I hear it'll pass and movement will come back to your legs eventually.
They're rubbery. Like the bones are like rubber.
Oh man.
So describe the results for us.
I mean, there were all kinds of results already described.
But is it going to be successful?
No, I got a nat 1 that turned into
No,
a 0.
But I mean, like, are you successful in staying on the ship, as we talked about the rubbery legs? Because
Oh.
obviously the old guy is going over. We know that. But I'm allowing you to detail your story. What does it look like for you? Are you hanging on the edge of the ship like Flash? Are you, does your one just push him over and that's it? What would you like? You're the storyteller.
Well, it's quite the fall. As I trip over the air, I clearly don't have my air legs. Go tumbling down, following the angle of the ship, and I might take some damage as I get like sandwiched right in that angle between the barrier, I don't know what it's called. The lip of the ship. That
ship
thing.
lip?
The ship
lip.
The ship lip.
The railing?
The railing of the ship and the floor of the ship, because that's going to be some hard impact there from the angle and falling.
So you do all this, you're banging into the old guy as you do it, and all he looks as he goes over the edge and says, "But I helped you!" As he falls into the distance, realizing that not even Not even GM devised NPCs have plot armor. I lost Moonsong, and I thought, well, I can give him somebody else. No, I guess I can't, because you're just gonna, send him off the edge too. So,
by the way, John is saying that the power just went out again, and so it might really be a while before he can get back on.
Oh man, poor guy. That's all right. He's listening in. John, you are now our official keeper of the chat. You are responsible to entertain our individuals, but you do have to also listen. I'm assuming he's listening. John, click twice if you're listening on your phone on Twitch.
So, so this got a little out of hand.
Yeah, you are now 3 individuals on the ship and 1 hanging off the ship. And you're alone on the ship with the dead bodies that are slowly falling off the side and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This makes me sad. I didn't want to kill them.
On a damaged ship that's hanging in the air just at a side like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, well, this time I'm going to go ahead and grab Flash, and Grannok will just shout to the others, get inside, and we'll just wait it out.
You grabbed Flash successfully, no problems whatsoever. He's not fighting you this time.
No.
Is there something? You said I could hear it. It seemed like something was wrong with the fire going around the ship. Can I examine whatever path the fire takes to see if something on it is broken?
As
it
you
can be fixed.
You do. You notice one of the arms at the ship going out to the sides, and then the top, and you know from underneath, because as you approached it, you were one of the ones at the railing. There are 4 arms that stick out from the ship with hoops that connect this elemental fire, and it spins around. Now on the ship, the Cloud Silver that you just left, it only had 3 of those arms, but it spun very quickly. This ship has 4, but it's a much larger ship. Yet the one on the same side where the Cloud Silver hit, the Cloud Silver has hit this massive beam, much thicker than even a mast that would normally be in the middle of a sailing ship. This beam sticking out has been partially broken, and it's off angle, and you're guessing that's probably part of the problem.
How bad is partially broken?
Do you have anything like tinkering, or do you know anybody who does tinkering that might be able to judge how bad is bad?
I do know someone who does tinkering.
Well, they might be able to help you, or you might be able to assist them, or something like that.
All right, I fill the little gnome in on what I've seen and ask what his thoughts are.
The gnome who's barely hanging on.
I thought you got pulled up already.
No, I thought he pulled up the goblin.
Oh, you're hanging off the edge too?
Well, I got sandwiched.
Yeah, you're still on the ship.
Before the guy fell off.
I will tell you that something is broken. Can it be fixed?
She's not very worried about if you're injured or not.
Well, you kind of threw someone overboard. I was trying to save people here, so.
I think she's still mad about the goblin
how good
kissing.
a person you are, but I need to live.
Most mortals would say things that are broken can be fixed, but I haven't found that's always true in mechanics. Sometimes you just need to scrap a part.
Yeah, but that over there, can it be fixed?
Over yonder, over there,
yes, the big arm sticking out from the ship.
Yes, that thing. What should I roll?
What do you for your tinkering? Well, you have proficiency, intelligence. 5e doesn't have a crafting, but we could add that in there because you can have anything that you really want if you want to make it. So, what ability under intelligence do you think would work best as you look at it?
Oh goodness.
Oh my! It wasn't designed to be a hard question.
Well, my things aren't organized by whatchamacallit, so I have to actually look.
Oh, it's the Roll20 system rather than your character sheet. Gotcha.
So I'm sitting here trying to look.
How about you just do a history check then?
Okay.
We'll see what ships you've seen before, and you can make an assumption based off that.
Okay. Then I need to add twice my proficiency to this check, but 14
Oof.
plus, because my history, I don't have proficiency in normal, but I add double proficiency, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
You realize that looking down at this mast and whatnot, the mounting of the mast actually goes inside the ship. So you're pretty sure that a mounting inside the ship that holds this mast may have broken loose. So you'll have to go down inside the ship, start taking a look, and then you're figuring with enough levers and ropes and other things that you might find, you might be able to put it back in place.
I don't think the ship is entirely beyond repair. However, I'm not the strongest. I could probably use some help when I go down there and start making the repairs.
Cool, just lead.
All right, I'm leading.
I'd like each of you, while you're here, to make a perception roll, please. Lots to perceive, lots to perceive.
Nice.
While Grannok is kicking Flash down below deck.
Flash is just like frozen in this like glitchy, weird sort of way.
He's curled up in a ball, so he's easy to move around.
He's sitting there like, I swear I only have 29 teeth now. Where's the 30th?
He's sitting there mumbling, moving the teeth around, something about power going out, and there not being enough power for the ship, and they're losing power somehow.
He's channeling his god about all that power, and he's realizing that just like the missing tooth, something is missing here, and it has to do with the whole power. And it could be the fact that he's chanting the powers coming and going that's making this thing go slow. Who knows? But obviously his god has power. He predicts the future. Yes, sir.
I think Grannok got the best perception roll at 13.
I think he did.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that Grannok notices is two sets of purple cloth. One which belonged to the individual that poor Doris kicked off the side. That man, as he went over the side, his sash got caught. Another one sitting nearby, you realize, has something silver inside of it. And it's not the same silver. Welcome back!
He made it!
Woohoo! And all the crowd roared with excitement as once again Flash returned. Flash, you lost your teeth though, just so you know.
One of them.
One tooth. Single tooth.
Where is it?
Wherever we're flying over.
Okay, where's the nearest rope?
We just brought you back up.
You've been kicked below deck already. We've moved beyond it now.
I be scrambling, yo.
Oh no.
So yes, what is this silvered thing I see inside the purple sash?
I'm just adjusting everybody's screens now so that we can get kind of people back.
Hi, by the way, everyone. I'm John. I sometimes play here when my power isn't out.
Yeah.
There we go.
That just says you should just replace it with a
There
new
we
tooth
go.
from one of the bodies on deck.
There's all kinds of teeth available.
We could do it secretly.
But
We don't need to do it secretly. We're the only ones left on the boat.
No, I mean that
But
way
it's-
John doesn't know. His little
it's-
but it's the tooth. It's the tooth.
And if we find a good replacement, you'll never have to know.
They're goblin teeth. I don't think there's very many goblins up here.
I thought you said
No.
some of them were goblin teeth. Or some
Most
of them were
of them
your
are
teeth.
Most
Yeah.
of them, like 90% of them, are mine.
Oh, okay. We're
Well,
learning
maybe
more.
roll a percent die and see, if it's one of yours or if it's one of the average teeth that we can just replace.
Flash, you need to make a perception roll.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That would require me being in roll 20, so I should probably do that.
You notice that Grannok is actually, as he was tossing you down the stairs, you saw that he was looking to the right and noticing some of the fabric that is left over after the gnome decided to kick an old crippled man over the edge of the ship. You were hanging onto the ship by your feet, so.
So why am I making the perception roll? Because I'll be real. Flash doesn't care about anything besides getting that tooth.
Well, the one sash was over near where the tooth went off, and that's what Grannok appeared to be looking at. So,
Okay. Well, maybe the sash can get me down there. No,
Ah,
I rolled a 2.
botch.
Well, I rolled a nat 1, but I have plus. But yeah, it's a 2.
yeah.
I
So
didn't do so hot.
you do not notice anything, but this is where plot points come in. If you want to spend plot points, you might have that tooth caught in that fabric over there.
That would probably be a lot of plot.
Look, this is gonna either be end with Flash jumping overboard or something else. And I
The
don't
end
think
of
I don't. I
Flash.
think he used all. I think he used all of his luck getting thrown to the other ship. So
Totally up to you. You just said you wanted the tooth really bad.
yeah, I do. But I want to work for it. I don't work for these plot points.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta kick an old man. There you go, Lustrian. Snake says it all. And take all the teeth. Obviously, we're gonna have to watch people's teeth in this game. Oh my. Good golly.
All the teeth.
All the teeth. Count your teeth at night. Count them again in the
Oh,
morning just to be
God.
sure.
So
I don't have any teeth.
Careful how much you're smiling there, kitty.
What
Well-
you've noticed, Grannok, is that there's a silver embroidery inside two of the purple sashes here.
Okay.
And in a quick look, you're realizing it matches something that you saw on a few of the crew members on the other boat who weren't dressed the same.
Hmm.
I'll let you put it together from there.
I don't think that Grannok is really thinking a whole lot about the whole thing.
Okay.
okay. Can Flash do something?
Of course. What would you like? We're not in combat. Whatever you
would
like.
very much so love to run up to Grannok and say, Grannok,
Mm.
punch me.
He needs that tooth back.
He does.
Punch him right in the kisser.
If it's invited, he's gonna do it.
You don't even question. You're just like, oh, okay.
I guess. Just gotta held back a little.
You owe me a couple. Bonk.
I'm all right. Let's see if you're strong enough to make some teeth go flying.
You want me to make a strength check?
Yeah, roll an unarmed attack.
A plus idea,
I don't know
tie
if
your
I
tooth to
have
something
enough.
heavy and throw it over the edge of the ship.
I don't have
Everyone,
enough.
everyone has one.
I know.
Oh,
but I
yay,
didn't
my
have one
tooth
set up
got loose.
'cause I
Oh,
didn't
there it
plan on
goes off
using
the
it.
side of the ship.
It's
Well, then the first tooth doesn't have to be alone.
it's like a D20 plus strength, and then you're
I believe in a teeth-based
like a
economy.
D4.
Yeah. So I'll do this. I'll roll the strength. Okay, that's probably gonna hit. I don't know.
It's gonna hit real hard. That's gonna hit real hard.
It's gonna hit really hard. And then we're doing a 1d4 plus his strength.
That's gonna hit pretty hard too.
6.
I'm on 1 health.
One below max damage.
I'm on 1 health.
Wow.
So I think
Non-lethal. It's non-lethal.
so. Flash is just like on the deck, and he's like, and instead of one tooth,
He's
there's
hit
like
the
7
floor.
out on the ground now,
Oh.
and he's just like slowly picking them up. He's like, "Thank you." Oh.
Grannok just kind of looks down at his handiwork and goes, "Mm-hmm."
I now regret my decision of table to sit at.
Random strangers on a 3-hour tour.
Oh god.
Mouth is like swelling up.
One's the movie star.
Oh no, sausage! Don't do this to me. That'd be real bad. That'd be real bad.
Just wait till you guys realize that you're the only ones alive on this floating island with no way down, and the only choice to get food is cannibalism.
It's not cannibalism. None of us are the same race.
We are all different
Facts.
races.
We can all eat each other, and it's perfectly legal.
It's totally normal.
Friendablism.
So yeah, I think the gnome has determined that there's probably something in below deck that can fix the ship.
Yes, we were going below deck to fix the ship.
Yeah, the only things that you're noticing above deck are a massive cannon. You see the ring, the giant arm coming out of the middle of the back that holds the ring. There is a raised area in the back, which most of you would realize is probably access to where they put cargo in and out. And the front of the ship kind of mirrors what you saw on the smaller Cloud Silver, where a piloting might have been, but instead it's just an enclosed area. So your choices are to go examine one of those things or find the doors to kind of go beneath the deck.
Find the doors to go beneath the deck.
Well, one of the main doors that you find very quickly as you walk the deck of this beautiful black wood ship, you notice that the metal rings and whatnot are not steel. Upon closer examination, some of you, Doris gets this immediately. It's made of mithril. This is
That's really hard stone, right?
No, it's metal.
Oh, it's metal. Really hard metal.
Exactly. That's why not steel, it's mithril. Elegantly worked, incredibly valuable. You go over towards where the black deck has holes in it, and you realize it's a massive grate that can be removed to go down into a cargo space below. With enough counterweights, you could lift this grate out of place and access the cargo area beneath the ship, deep inside. You also have, again, the large ballistae up in the middle of the ship, as well as the what you're going to guess is a pilot's house up front. But
Right, but we gotta fix the whatchamacallit.
You do? So where do you want to... You haven't found a way down, except for you can try to remove this grate or go look up front and see if there's a way down up there.
So
We should get some of the stronger people to try and lift the grate. I, however, am not strong, so I'm happy to run down front and see what I see.
Flash is very confident in his abilities, but before he tries to do anything, he's going to look to Doris and say, all right, easy solution. You build us another ship that we know how to fly, and then we can get down.
What? Well, while I'd love to, I believe it would take me far too long. We would be down sooner.
You told me a
Then-
week.
Yes, I do not think the ship's going to last a week.
I think we'll hit the ground within a week.
Well, then those
One way or
problems are
another.
solved.
Flash, truly a brilliant idea. But it'll be a plan B. How
No.
does that sound?
It's not truly a brilliant
Is that
idea.
like step 2?
Yes, like step 2 of a different plan.
Wait, why does it have to be a different plan?
This is the next step.
The next step is getting
Lift the
this
grate.
grate.
But I feel like I will only be in the way. So I'm going to run down front and see what's down
Why
front.
do you guys keep talking about stairs like they're plans?
That's a great question.
Because it's one step forward at a time to get you to your goal.
That sounds like a brilliant answer. I will second that.
Flash starts looking around, like looking at all the steps and like trying to find where the goal is.
The goal is down. The steps are down beneath this grate.
Yeah, you got to get below the grate.
Oh, okay. Maybe my teeth fell down there.
But maybe.
Grannok walks over and tries to pull the grate up.
Thank you.
What is Grannok's strength?
Rolled a 13 on this one.
No, what is your strength? I don't have
Oh,
your
it's
stats in front of me.
16 is the score.
Flash will try and help because he's Grannok's friend after Grannok kindly punched him in the face.
And for our viewers, you'll notice the
I
help
rolled a
action.
0.
This is why I didn't help, because I know I have a negative in strength, and so I knew I'd just get in the way trying to
I
help.
rolled
Flash
a
is-
0.
Flash is helping.
Flash is
jumping
standing on the grate as you're trying to lift it. He doesn't realize his feet are also on top of the grate.
I'm 12. I don't weigh very much. I'm giving him leverage. Duh.
So as Flash stands on the grate, pulling up on part of it, and Grannok bends down and goes into this hulking, barrel lift. He gets it up like 2 or 3 inches, and he realizes it's like the straw that broke the camel back. With Flash there, you just can't do it. Either that, or you're gonna have to get somebody who's actually helping you by not standing on it.
Wait, there were explosives in the other ship. There's probably like boom stuff here. So we put the boom stuff on the grate, then we blow it up, and then we jump through the hole, and then we're on the ground. Problem solved.
Where do you think the boom stuff is?
I don't know. I can't think of everything.
Grannok points down at the grate.
Am I seeing anything when I run to the front of the ship for like another way in?
You do actually. When you get up to the front, you notice that there's 2 doors where the piloting area might be. there's a door, and as I said, this looks like a strange construction up here. Very different than the Cloud Silver, which was all open and sleek. This one is a metal door, and you can actually see marks on the door where somebody had to work their way into it. It's been blown partially open. Also, right behind you, there are two doors that you would assume lead downward based on the shape and the angle of the ship.
I'm going to open them just to verify that they go down into the ship.
Opening the double doors is easy. They're not locked, and you do see a set of staircases leading down. And in fact, it twists down quite a ways because this is a big ship.
I found
It's
stairs
dark
going
down there.
and in.
But what about Plan Bang Bang?
Bang Bang will be Plan C.
Backup plan.
Wait, but
Come on,
where are
this
the
way.
steps?
This way. Follow me. I'll run off after Cheryl.
Oh my gosh, these are the steps to the steps.
These are the steps to the steps. This is stepception.
Is this the step to step 3? To Plan B.
This is the steps to step 1.
Let's not get
Of
distracted.
plan
I
one.
think we're on a timed
If
ordeal.
we thought of the steps, are the steps even real?
You know, on a ship
We're
that's kind
replacing-
of tilting and crashing.
Right, quite correct. All right.
Are we replacing the
Ho,
word
let's go
steps
on
with
down.
plans now? Like, are we going down plans? Is that
Okay.
is that the idea?
Our
don't know.
plan is going downhill very fast, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Door steps.
Let's go.
Down the steps.
So we ignore the grate. We move up towards the steps. It's pitch dark down there. What are you going to use for light?
My dark vision.
Okay, so you're good.
I think I have dark vision as well.
I thought goblins did too, personally, but
Mhm.
I'll rely on your sheet. I always trust the players to know their characters
Yeah, I
better than
do.
the DM.
I do.
99% sure I have dark vision.
Look, if we set the ship on fire, problem solved.
Are you an elf, Cheryl?
Uh,
I can't remember.
I
You're
don't
an
think
elf or a
anyone
human
says
by your
that.
picture.
somewhere else from my.
I also
I'm
have
a
dark
human.
vision.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Rock Gnome
I
is
could be
also gonna
wrong.
have dark
I
vision.
thought I read it somewhere else, but it could be from a different.
Oh,
book.
no. Humans don't have dark vision.
Yep.
No, I know humans don't. I thought I had it from something else. But
Yeah, she's a different type of human.
That's racist.
About that human.
Oh no. Let's just assume that I don't, just to be safe.
Okay, so you're blind and all of us are really cool.
Yeah, I'll just chill up here.
So while you find it, these ones go down the steps, the steps that wind back and forth. You do not have anybody jump out at you, which is kind of a nice surprise considering, you know, everything going on.
Oh,
But
that
what
could
you-
have been real bad. That could have been real bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That could be like dead Flash bad.
Well, it still might be because as you walk into this room, the tilting of the ship and the explosions from above have various liquids pouring across the ground. And as you look about, you see numerous glass beakers, some of which have flames underneath them, flames that are at an angle because the ship is tilted, so the flame is coming up here. And they're bubbling away, and you realize you're in the middle of an alchemical laboratory. Some of the fluids going along into what were beakers to catch them have now spilled their contents along the ground. Other shelves that had numerous things that could be added into these concoctions have also spilled, let loose. Over in the corner, you see, you think, was some type of humanoid? You can't quite tell because the liquid that is poured down has melted the entire upper part of the body, and there's only the lower body left with some bones sticking out from just above where the stomach is, part of a spine. So you're pretty sure that some of these chemicals, at least the ones that got that individual, are incredibly dangerous.
So they probably power the ship.
Or it's just an alchemic lab.
You can make any examinations, because again, you're not close to the body, you haven't walked across any of the liquids. What would you like to do in here?
Is there a door across the hall?
It appears that if you go through this area, you see an open door at the back, and it is open. So you're not sure what would be beyond that, but you don't see anything towards the front of the ship because you're coming down from near the front.
Okay. And the broken post, which I assume is attached to what I need to fix, is that like at the front of the ship?
You
like,
need to
am
get back towards the middle back of the ship.
Okay. And that's where that thing is?
The door would be leading in that direction.
Okay. How dangerous does it look like these little alchemic potions that seem to have spilled? Like, is there some sort of river of sticks? If I touch it, I'm gonna die.
Well, you could try and poke it with something else.
Well, I'm asking how wide it is. Like, you think I can step carefully over all these spill spots?
Just put the
Yeah.
goblin and the
Yeah,
gnome
just
on
make it-
one on each of the half orc shoulders, and then you just walk
You
in.
feel very confident that short of a botch or something unexpected, you'd be fine. Should be fine. Just make a
Okay,
botch
then
check and
Let's go over.
I'll remind you I rolled a 0 a couple minutes ago.
Hold my hand, it'll be okay. What are we rolling? Athletics?
no, it'd be acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
It's dex instead.
What if I picked them up? And
Oh, technically a nat
you
20.
you literally tiptoed through the tulips. You just dance from one to one to one to one all the way back. You guys just see her. Doris doesn't even seem to care.
So much for not having my air legs in, you guys. I just came late.
Once you take away that horizon, Doris is fine.
So if Flash isn't feeling confident, Grannok could carry Flash over. That wouldn't be too difficult.
Do you remember what happened the last time you picked me up?
I didn't pick you up.
Tried to pick me up?
You resisted.
Flash
The
is,
last time he picked you up, technically, he pulled you off of the edge of the ship.
Flash is gonna
That's
hold
true.
his bag of teeth. He's gonna look at the stuff on the floor. He's gonna look up at Doris, and he's gonna look back at the stuff, and he's gonna get a running start. He's gonna try and jump over all of it.
Oh dear.
Do it. Make yourself an acrobatics check.
And by jump over all of it, he's really short, so actually he's just gonna hop from thing to thing like a bunny rabbit.
Do this up.
Uh-oh.
Well, Bunny decided to try and jump up on one of the counters with all the glass beakers and whatnot.
Oh.
Oh no.
And
No.
literally some of the beakers go sailing off, and as some of the chemicals in one hit another, the chemicals combine, and there's an explosion that rocks the ship. Just about the time that Doris is getting towards the other door and about to look through it, an explosion rocks the room. And
I am so sorry. I am so. That's
Flash takes the brunt of the explosion, taking 4 hit points of damage as he's thrown back.
I'm not okay.
Grannok?
I'm very not okay.
Grannok is hit as well by the explosion and shards of glass that fly through. But Grannok, because of his distance back, who was chasing Flash until Flash ran away and jumped up there, only takes 2 points of damage.
Can I try to do a dexterity saving throw to avoid something like that, or reduce it a little?
Sure.
I don't think
Got it.
Flash is in a position to do that.
I got a 10. It's probably not gonna do a whole lot.
I only set it at a 10, so yeah. Go ahead, you take 1. Why not?
Hey,
So
all good.
did Flash fall in the goo after the explosion? Because that could be really
No,
bad.
you were blown back. It went ahead of you as you tried to keep your balance. The glass jars hit, and it was like dominoes as they hit each other, and then they combined, and the explosion and the glass blew you back off the top of this table towards Grant.
Flash is in a bloody heap, in the back right now of the room.
You're back towards the staircase that brought you down.
Does he still have the bag of teeth in his hand?
You know what? You haven't made it. I gave him an acrobatics check. You may use an athletics check, though, because yours is hanging on. It's strength-based. Try and hold on to this.
I mean, I went unconscious as soon as the explosion hit. So.
Well, then you don't know if you have the bag or not because you're unconscious.
Okay.
You might be searching for even more teeth. Now, Cheryl, you're up top when you hear this, and the explosion actually bangs the doors closed in front of you. You saw a flash, the doors smashed closed and slowly come up, and smoke is wafting up from underneath.
And here I thought the gnome had some talent for fixing things.
So they're probably all dead. You could check out the other doors if you wanted, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go investigate the other doors.
Turning around, you walk just 10 or 15 feet towards where you're assuming maybe there's a pilot's thing, because again, you couldn't see anything, and this is a strange construction here. A pilot wouldn't even be able to see out from it. It's solid. Looking at the door, you realize this metal door is melted where the handle and the lock would be. It appears that somebody has thrown something wickedly corrosive to melt all this. The wood and metal even. Whether it was a dragon or something else, you have no idea. It seems kind of controlled to be a dragon, though. About 8 to 12 inches melted away. The door swings open easily. Inside, you see what appears to be an empty room. You walk in, and as you go through, now you struggle in the dark, right?
Yes.
So you prop the door open behind you, which does give enough light for you to see towards the front of the ship, and you realize, while there's no furniture in the room, up towards the front, there is a dead body leaning over what you would think might be a type of wheel. You can't tell because it's just out like a scarecrow, and in the middle of its back is a dagger.
Okay. Go get the dead body off the wheel and see if I can right the ship. See if it does anything.
You get over there and you realize this is not a wheel at all that he's hunched over. It's a T, and it looks like 2 spots where you would put your hands.
Do it! I can totally fly this ship, I'm hoping.
Why
You
the
put
navigator?
You flip the body to the side. You're letting it roll onto the ground,
Yep.
standing in this circle the same way as where his body was, and you put your hands there.
Okay, now let's see. I don't know if it's some sort of if I can lean, if the ship is going this way, I want to try and lean more on the hand to see if the hand on the upper side of the ship to see if that helps to I don't know, level it out.
As you do, you lean against it, and you hear a groaning, thrumming, almost like the fire is trying to work with you, and then you hear a snap, snap, and nothing happens. Almost like you were on the right target, but something is broken.
But they need to finish fixing it. Okay, I'm going to shout, hurry up down there, even though I doubt they can hear me.
Yeah, from being in a separate room with another closed door is doubtful. Doris, you, as the explosion hit, were thrown through this other door into another room of the ship. You have no idea what happened behind you. But in here, you're now in a room, looking around, and you're in Frankenstein's laboratory. There are warforged here. Some hanging from hooks, some legs, some bodies and torsos, and you're looking around at these creations of war all around you, and you look over at a table where there is a massive warforged. You've never seen anything like it, and its back has been opened up, the wood vines from inside pulled out all over the sides as if looking for something. This place looks, when we talked about cannibalizing people, as if somebody were cannibalizing and ripping in to all these different warforged and experimenting on them.
Ooh.
Not my place to be touching these warforged. Never know if you might wake one up and it might want to attack you. So, is there another door leading further back to the ship mechanic area, perhaps?
And
yes, as you look around the room, you realize that while you were blown into this room, going back near the door, there is a ladder that leads further down. So you can choose to go towards the back of this room where you saw that massive warforged, or you can go back and use this ladder to try and go down.
in the spirit of chat, I think I'll ask the question they were all thinking.
What's that?
Do the Warforged have teeth?
Warforged need only teeth to live.
Oh, God.
If For her, she hasn't examined any of the bodies, and for you, you can make a history check and determine if you've ever seen a warforged with teeth.
Again, I'm in a bloody heap.
Okay, so I will keep that in mind, chat. What a great idea.
Warforged with teeth?
Why not? Maybe they were made for biting mechanics.
They have a
To
jaw. They
pre-chew
have a
your
metal
food.
jaw.
Some.
They have a big old metal jaw.
Yeah, but where are them
it's like a
pearly
turtle
whites
beak.
at?
It's like a turtle beak. We're back to turtles. We came back.
Oh boy, full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go down the ladder, I'm thinking.
You head back to the ladder and work your way down another 10, 15 feet before you drop onto the next deck of this massive ship. You see boxes everywhere. It looks like cargo hold, but they're not all the same. Some are big, some are small. Each one has been sealed and tied shut.
Any other doors? Or is it just a cargo hold?
Well, the ladder does continue down farther, or you could start working your way through this room. You'd have to check all the boxes. Like I said, I just described some of them here.
Keep going down. I have one mission in mind. Get to the mechanic rooms. I don't have time for anything else.
Thank you.
You get down towards the base of the ship. As you start walking along, you see something massive underneath you, almost like a dome cut out underneath the ship. It's an inverted orrery. An orrery would be a glass dome above you that you could look out through. It's decorated with paintings. And you start to look at them, and I need you to make an Arcana check to understand what you're looking at.
Sorry. Arcana.
While we're waiting here, I want to bring up there was an observation made during a C team, I believe, that Arcana check sounds like a Polish last name. And Bob Arkanachik.
See it. Oh boy.
Attorney at law.
How did you do? Dory, you realize from your experience, you love to tinker, but these are somebody tinkering with magic. You recognize some of the symbols that you would not normally work with. These are planes of existence, all etched on side of this. What catches your eye even more as a tinkerer is what's on the walls. It's formulas, and quickly you're able to put together. Somebody was messing around with how to connect different planes of existence and open things up, whether it was to access the power, to open doorways. You can't be sure. You don't know enough here.
Super crazy, but definitely not involving the ship's mechanics.
Nothing that you're thinking of. If you're thinking about trying to straighten that post and whatnot,
yes.
You would need to get still further to the back. And maybe up a deck. You're not quite sure.
Start climbing back up again.
As you get to the back of this room, and you realize leaving the movable orrery around with all its mechanisms, you go out the back. You head towards a ladder that's also back here in the ship. That's how massive this is. Multiple ways up and down. You are now inside of the massive storage area, the place underneath the grate where you were before. This is the main cargo hold here. You see various gigantic tools that would be used for construction of something. You also see nails and buckets, things that would be used to repair a ship and whatnot in case of damage and battle. Up above you, you can see the splintered wood where the massive arms that hold the ring in place, the fire elemental, have been busted out and rotated in. It's exactly what you imagined. If you can get enough ropes around these things and enough strength, you can build a lever to try and pull it back into place. As you're looking around for how to do it, and you're looking for what you can use, you realize that, well, maybe you could stand on top of that warforge that's standing there. Then you could probably reach the top.
A+.
This feels a little rude. I mean, I don't know if it's alive or not.
Wake up and help you.
I'll walk over and be like, "Hello, good sir. I hope you don't mind if I use your open back real quick and climb on up. I need to
Sure.
reach.
Back.
You know what? I'm just gonna do that now. And I'm gonna start climbing up.
Okay, while you do that climb up, we're going to cut back and we're going to look at what happened to our unconscious Flash and our very conscious Grannok. Flash, I need you to make your first death save. Tell us what happens. You said you went down.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, where did my roll 20? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Enjoy
I
this
used to be
music as
looking
we
for
figure
this.
out if I live or die.
Oh,
One down.
that's 2 down.
Two
I
down.
crit
Oh,
failed my death
crit
save.
failed.
Oh,
Grannok, you're
Wait, no, is
seeing
that
your...
death or is that
That's a
crit?
death.
fail? It's death. Flash is dead.
No,
it's-
they're not dead.
it's
These are deaths.
No.
So you have one more roll.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
3 to die.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking. A
No,
crit
I
fail
just
counts as 2.
Misunderstood what his question was.
Right.
Okay.
It says failed 2 out of 3.
Correct.
Yeah, because a crit fail counts as 2, I believe.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Same way if you get a crit
Almost
positive.
dead.
Crit
Almost dead.
positive would count as 2.
Why? I think I'll go for a walk.
Somebody bring a cat to beat him with. So Grannok, you see your friend going down over there. You know, he's just like choking on his own blood. His eye is still somewhat
Teeth.
closed.
Oh,
Oh.
one more came out when he took the impact of the explosion. He's now choking on it.
I think how much? I don't think I have that many teeth left, guys.
Probably not.
There was just one more in the back that was holding on, and when you took impact from the explosion, it dislodged and got stuck in your throat.
Maybe goblins are like sharks and they just keep regrowing teeth.
There's like 500 teeth in there just
Yeah,
waiting to come out.
I really hope so.
All right. Well, as a soldier, one does need to try to stop fellow combatants from going down. So, using very basic knowledge in medicine, Grannok will try to make sure that this goblin doesn't bleed out. Fails to do anything of effect, I imagine, rolling a
Rolled a 4.
2 to get a total of 4.
Oh my, that is not a beautiful medicine check at all.
Uh,
So this
That's
is
a
like
one.
watching somebody do really bad CPR.
Pretty much.
You know, as he
He
sits
just-
there.
he tries to scoop what he thinks is goblin blood, but he actually ends up like scooping up some chemicals and he pushes them.
Oh
or he scoops
wait,
up some
no.
teeth lying on the ground.
Ah,
I've been rolling. I don't know if I've rolled above a 10 all night.
no!
We've all been rolling real bad, but I did get a 20. I
Yeah.
got 120. Not that it saved the NPC.
No.
We have a new meme, everybody. Teeth is gonna be all the rage.
Well, because they're ahead of you in time, we're going to play this one out. So I guess it's your next death save. And we will find out. You know, we did say last session, for any of you that watched it, someone's going to die tonight.
Someone
so-
will die.
I'm dead.
Oh
I
my
rolled a
god.
2.
And
I
now
rolled
we
one,
know
you rolled
who
a 2, I'm
someone
dead.
is.
God.
I'm dead.
Flash chokes it out.
Oh.
Blood
All
while
of my teeth.
Grannok is pushing down on him.
All of my teeth
Oh.
like shattered, and I choked on them.
Oh,
It
God.
suffocated. That's what happened.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
that was brutal.
Well,
All right.
The first death of the campaign, but we can say thank gosh it wasn't your main character.
Well.
Yeah.
that was painful.
So for reference, everyone, I normally play that stupid. So I might not be long for this group.
We'll see.
I think after the 3rd character, they're just like, you gotta go, buddy.
Out. Just get out.
So Grannok, as you are standing there watching I don't know if he's really a friend or not, but you're
We
wondering
just
whether
met
or not
yesterday,
you might have just killed him by pushing some of this goop into the wound. Maybe the opposite, scooping the goop out would help.
Maybe. I mean, he doesn't give up. Like he keeps trying to resuscitate.
I don't think, with how bad he is at medicine, I doubt he knows that I'm really dead.
Oh.
Make another medicine check. See if you...
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like you keep trying until you are absolutely certain.
Absolutely.
Absolutely certain. Getting a 13 this time.
You know,
Absolutely
as you
certain of
push
that.
out of his chest, you're like, well, look, it bounced back. He must be alive. I just need to keep doing this. Go ahead and make another medicine check.
We'll see.
Because you're not sure he's dead.
Oh, that's a 21.
Dude. These are kind of like the opposite of death saves right now. We're seeing whether or not he can resuscitate you with 3 in a row. Give me one more.
Oh dear.
Fail.
Oh, it did!
Dirty 20.
With 3, you have a little... there's like a little heartbeat, but he's still in that unconscious zone. So now he's back on death saves again while you try to figure out what to do.
So I
You're
just cough up a bunch of teeth. That's what happened.
Do you have any teeth
Almost
left?
like dice rolling, several teeth spilling out.
You see the future in the teeth that just spilled out from your near-death experience.
Well,
Oh god.
You sure he was death? We're going to hear about this.
do I have to make another 3 death saves now?
Oh yeah, you're on death saves. You're unconscious. You're just like, he hasn't brought you back to life. He's just brought you back to near death.
Okay.
I see the light. I see the. Oh nope, never mind. I'm back.
Oh,
Now
God.
I'm curious to know how this sheet is gonna interact with it now that it has already tracked you as deceased.
Well, it should reset.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want another save?
Yeah. Let's find out what the sheet does.
12. I did it.
There you go.
Okay.
1 of 3.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like he's breathing again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take stock of the surroundings. I'll pick up his tooth bag. I found it.
So Grannok, in the same way that he figured shoving acid into you, totally misreads the situation and thinks you're good to go. So he leaves, leaving you on your own
He's not leaving.
with
He's
no medicine check.
He's taking stock of the situation. He's trying to figure out what is
I,
up.
d-
God.
I don't think this is a very loud death. So
Yeah.
this might not go well.
He's just gonna keep like thinking he saved you and then realizing you're dying again and bringing you back and letting you
Doris?
stay in this perpetual limbo.
No, that was a once and done
Yeah.
thing.
Dorius needs to invent a defibrillator.
It'll be next on his invent to-do list.
There's lots of
Although he'll call
explosives
it a
here.
defibrillator.
So, what were you looking for there, Grannok?
What's it?
Well, now that he thinks that his teammates on the mend, he's going to scoop up the bag of teeth and he's going to look around to see what kind of exits are even available after that explosion.
Far on the other side of the room is another doorway. Otherwise, you can go back up the stairway that you came in. Those are the only 2 exits that you've seen.
Did any of the chemicals get scattered or burned up in the explosion? Is the way pretty
Yes.
clear?
In fact, part of this place is still on fire, but only minorly.
Okay.
Most of it's blown. Most of it's stuff to junk now.
In order to avoid exposing his teammate to further harm, he's just going to go ahead and pick Flash up and follow the gnome. Or the gnome.
Flash, make another death save.
You got it, buddy. You can do it.
3.
Oh no!
1 and 1.
For 1.
And no athletics roll as he carries you to the back of the room. He crosses the distance, and now you're in a room, as I described before, with all these warforged. There's a ladder nearby leading up and down, or you can try and check out more of this room. Flash, make us another death save.
I'm dead. Another crit fail.
And you
Oh,
continue
my
to carry your
gosh.
little buddy who just has chopped up the last of his teeth, but
I just.
it just wasn't meant to be.
I'm telling you, it really could not have been meant to be.
John, how many 1s have you rolled tonight?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Since I've come. Wait, yeah. I did my like 3rd roll was a crit though.
You have rolled so many 1s tonight.
I've rolled 4.
That's a lot. You haven't rolled 20 dice. You haven't rolled 80 dice. You are really.
Well,
The
Oh,
random
man.
generator just
as the
not
kiddos
favoring
say,
you.
them's be the dice.
Yeah, I guess.
As the kids would say. Interesting. So, with that note, you feel the entire ship rock slightly, as unbeknownst to all of you here, Cheryl up top starts to try and figure out how to control it.
Okay.
But the ship settles back to its current thing. While down below, Doris... It is Doris, right? I said that right?
Yes.
While Doris climbs on top of a warforged, hoping it doesn't come to life and grab her legs. You realize Doris isn't up here where you are.
Okay.
The gnome has
Well-
taken off. And that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
All right.
We'll pick this up next week with one dead individual. And we'll find out, what exactly is going to happen with poor John, whether they're going to keep the teeth or try to surgically implant them
Exchange
with
teeth.
super glue inside of a
Someone
warforged.
just pick up his teeth and plea with his god on his behalf.
I want to thank you all for being here tonight. We had a really good time. I want to invite you and encourage you to come back next week where we are going to have a giveaway in the second half of our show. Please come in, sign in. Give a big wave, everybody. Say your goodbyes, and we're going to sign off in preparation for next week.
I'm dead.
We did it, everyone. We killed the goblin.
It's just like every cliffhanger ever. They thought I was dead. Tune in next week, find out I'm still alive.
Somehow.
You are not surgically implanting a goblin inside a warforged. I'm just saying that right now.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea.
The GM says,
His first words, I'm tall!
Facts. Okay.
All right.